Hello to everyone. This video belongs to the series of videos that I'm filming for the Nei Qi Gong Fu series, which is a collection of videos. It's also a playlist on my YouTube channel, which aims to define a little bit the Nei Qi Gong Fu school and the goal of our practice, actually. In this video, as you might have noticed, my teacher also is filming this kind of videos. I'm gonna talk to you about the difference of spiritual growth and personal growth, which usually we talk more about personal growth than spiritual growth, at least because this word spiritual has somehow lost its original meaning. Everybody talks about spirituality just by referring to some exotic concepts, superficial ideas, philosophies. So in this video I will try to address a little bit what it means, at least for me, spiritual growth and also personal growth, and why to some extent they are both related, because we have to think that as long as we live here, we live in a dual experience of life. So let's say a positive and negative, good and bad, if we want to put it in that way. But also there is another possibility which is not affected by those, which is what we can say as a relative level of explanation, or a more absolute level of explanation, where the absolute could be, let's say, the spiritual. The relative is what we can talk about. So in my idea we cannot really talk about the spiritual aspect of ourselves in some sense. A spiritually evolved person, so to speak, in my opinion, it's a quite natural and simple human being. Usually, especially in the beginning when we start this kind of process, we believe that it is all about esoteric stuff and learn about mysticism, all this kind of stuff. We dress in a very weird way. We put some kind of geometry things around the neck and all these kind of things. It's normal maybe in the beginning. Hopefully this phase is gonna last very little, because eventually our true nature doesn't really have any color, shape or cultural background, without discarding the importance or the path that each of us might follow in this life. When we get it, we lose it, in the sense that we lose all those intermediate steps that we have followed in one sense, because we get to a very simple conclusion that everything is just about being natural and removing things rather than adding things. So in this video I would like to talk a little bit about the personal growth, which is probably what we do when we practice something like Nei Qi Gong, for instance. We really see our physical limitation, mental limitation, emotional limitation, which is not an easy process, but it's part of us, so we need to know at least ourselves. Even the ancient Greek wise people were used to say, know yourself. At the end of the day, everything becomes much more simple if we just direct the attention towards ourselves. So all these questions that might rise in the mind about the nature of life, reality and all these kind of things might find their own solutions when we explore ourselves and we actually extinguish naturally those questions, because the mind won't move outside that much. So personal growth in one sense means to get to know ourselves in our pleasant and unpleasant parts, and requires 100% of honesty and willingness to do the work, to see who we are, not to cheat ourselves, or not to put some nice spiritual mask and go around and playing the spiritual role with other people. believing that we are somehow better than them. Not at all. It is a demanding process, but it is probably the most rewarding one, because at the end of the day, when we learn to know ourselves, we also have the possibility of enhancing ourselves in terms of pushing the limits of our capabilities, improving our emotional state, mental state, physical state. And at the end of the day, this is what is going to improve our practical life also, because as long as we have a body, as long as we are down here, manifestations will happen. We are part of it. So our life expression, if it is more enhanced, what we are able to express, achieve, do. Achieve, I don't like this word, especially nowadays. This achievement oriented mind, it's a goal oriented mind, is quite of a mess, but in a sense we can perform better in life. This is what I mean. And we can have a more pleasant also life experience, because at the end of the day our body, mind and emotions will collaborate with us rather than being against ourselves. So the personal growth, it is a very important thing, because it's what we can do. The difference with the spiritual aspect, the spiritual growth, in one sense, I think we can just prepare ourselves in the best way that we can, by knowing ourselves and becoming more simple, and hopefully getting to a point where we get rid of ourselves, or at least without the idea of getting rid of ourselves, we just become more natural, so natural in life, that the quality of our mind, of ourselves, might be ready to receive something which in my opinion is totally out of our control, which is some kind of graceful interaction of life, for who is really keen and genuinely interested to expand his or her experience beyond the usual personal point of reference, the me, the I, the ego, whatever you want to call this thing, which to a certain extent it is a personal manifestation of life. Nothing wrong with that. It's like a cell in the body, it needs to be there, but in my opinion the most beautiful thing that can happen, and I think it's the goal of all the spiritual gymnastic and practices and paths, it's actually to get to a point that we really forget about that self-centered attention, that self-centered I, and we just become more natural. That's why I said in the beginning of this video that the most spiritually evolved, if we can say like this bad word, people are usually very quite normal, natural people. They don't go around with strange necklace and dressed in a particular way, although there's nothing wrong to wear those things, but as long as you don't take them so seriously. So there is not really much we can talk about in terms of spiritual growth, but there are some indications that if we are smart or attentive enough, we can recognize in other people that might shine this natural, let's say, radiance around them. So that's the main difference that I wanted to discuss in this video. You can check more videos regarding this Nei Qi Gong Fu series on the playlist of my YouTube channel called Nei Qi Gong Fu School, I think. And also you can visit the blog for more videos and contact. If you have questions about Nei Qi Gong or you want to find out how to learn online, you can go on the website. I wish you a very good day and speak to you next time.